Again, here we go again, folks. Here we go. Yo, 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 what's up? What's up? It's Coach Nick Money in the house. And we are live, folks. We are live. We are going to go and check out some stocks and see what's going on with the market this morning. Yeah, so that's what's going on. Okie doke. So let me begin by saying we are not stock or financial advisors, and we are not giving stock or financial advice. This is just a show for your entertainment purposes only. So if you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, go ahead and subscribe to our YouTube channel and make sure you set the notifications on and don't miss any of our videos. We do a lot of videos with a lot of due diligence that is off the hook. Many runners constantly being reviewed, and of course the live streams. The live streams are entertaining and very helpful. Okay, let's do this. So also we are on x.com, Twitter, at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money, on Discord, on Twitch, at Coach Nick Money, at Coach Nick Money, and also on TikTok at DBL Nicks, at DBL NICKS, and the screen name is Coach Nick Money. That's on TikTok. And of course we have a special in the description where you can have a 5-day trial of our Discord for $1. We're going to be ending that free trial, that $1 trial, pretty soon. So if you guys are thinking about doing this, come on in now. We're going to be having to raise the prices because we're having more features coming in. The Discord is popping, absolutely popping. This morning we called 3 100% plus runners, and of course yesterday we called the monster runner of 760%. 760%. That stock was incredible. The monster that we called yesterday. What was that ticker? I don't even remember the ticker. What was it? What was it, DBL Moms? What was it? That ticker was. Come on now. I can't believe I forgot it. I forgot it.
I know.
GNLN. Nandaddy, good morning. Good morning. He wants us to check out HYZN. Let's go check it out. HYZN. Okay, we actually have levels on this. It sold off quite considerably, and now it is trying to move back up. So we have an area of support right over here. So let's go ahead and draw that support area. It is slightly over VWAP, which is good. Let's see what we got on this. HYZN, 8-cent stock, super risky, down 7.5%. Float is 151,000, but again, it's only a 7-cent stock. Only about 1.32 million in volume, and they are showing losses on earnings reported this morning at 6:06, minus 21 cents earnings per share. So it is down earnings per share, and maybe we see a pop upward as a result of that sudden drop. Maybe we don't. I don't love it, but let's see what happens. Not financial advice, obviously. I'm not a stock or financial advisor. I'm just sharing with you what I'm seeing. Okay, Jimmy wants to take a look at LGMK, which had news on Friday. It ran Friday after hours. Then it ran early morning yesterday, and it was in a major sell-off after that. So let's take a look at what it looks like, and you can see the drawings from yesterday where it had formed this double top. One top was in after hours on Friday. The other top was early in the pre-market where it shot up 99% right around 4 o'clock-ish, 4:05-ish, and then it started flushing and selling off. Now it seems to be consolidating down here, but it is significantly below the 200 EMA, which is right over here, and it's just above VWAP, but it seems like it's pretty much flatlining and not moving very much. Let's go to the 1 minute. You can take a look at the 1 minute. It looks very choppy. You've got consolidation and barcoding, so there is lack of liquidity. APLM is a ticker that we are looking at this morning. Rudy, good morning. So APLM, let's take a look at it. APLM did have news, okay? This stock is a heavier floated stock at 39 million shares. The volume is 36 million. This stock has moved in the past. It's currently up 117% 117%, and we called it in the Discord, and it went up as high as 144%. The news is that they have positive preliminary data of verbralitinib in patients with non-CNS MET fusion solid tumors from its phase 2 SPARTA trial. That came out at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, but right now it has pretty much formed a bearish pattern after running 144%. So if we go over here, we could see that we have a top here. Let's go ahead and change that to white so it stands out more. So we have a top right here, and we have another top right over here. And what we could say is we have an irregular head and shoulders. So here's your two shoulders right here. Here's your head, and here's the downward trajectory as it's breaking VWAP, and that is to be expected with a heavier floated stock. It's going to be difficult to keep this ticker up because of the float. Let's take a look at VEV, which ran parabolic pre-market. It went up 166%, again, given to the Discord. You could see that it had formed a head and shoulders pattern right over here. So this is the head, here's your shoulder, here's your other shoulder, and then what you have is a sell-off right over here, and now it's curling back up to VWAP, so we can go ahead and put a level of resistance right where the VWAP is, which is right over here. It's another one of those cheapo stocks. There is no news that I could see. It is a 45 million float stock, and the volume is 99 million, so you don't have a heck of a lot of volume, but it is currently up 105%, but keep in mind it was up 166%, so it gave back 61% since this high of 26.5 cents. Okay, so that's a pretty significant drop. It is curling, and it's trying to break VWAP, and it seems like it's trying to break this trend line, but let's see if it can hold up above 2066. That's the story with VEV, or like I'd like to say, what have you done for me lately? Yeah, you ran up 166%, but then you formed the head and shoulders and sold off. And we could take a look at the 5-minute chart, and we could see the same type of a situation there. As we zoom in, you could see shoulder, shoulder, head, downtrend. Okay, now it is curling back up. There is no news that I can see to justify what's going on. It is a heavier floated stock. It is a cheaper stock, so that's going to be an issue as well. Let's take a look at GNPX on the scanners, and that pumped up and dropped. Do we have any news on that? Let's see. It's up 27%. Genprex granted patent in Singapore for Recorsa gene therapy with PD-1 antibodies to treat cancer. So that seems to be like a reoccurring theme this morning. Cancer treatment, blah, blah, blah. That seems to be the flavor of the day. Float 1.9 million. That's low. Volume is only 1 million, but you see that it pumped and it dumped right back down. And this is on the 5-minute. If we look at the 1 minute, it does not look very clean at all. Not a heck of a lot of volume, a big pump, and an automatic dump. So not very interesting at this juncture. Let's go back to APLM and see what's going on with APLM. Heavy floated stock. It's trying to break VWAP. We got VWAP right around 32, 33 cents. Let's go ahead and put a line right where VWAP is. I would say it's about 33 cents. It's trying to break through. It's got a lot of work ahead of it. Let's go ahead and zoom in. And we're looking at it. And what I want to see is I want to see this 9 EMA start to curl upward. It's holding so far on the VWAP on the 1 minute. Let's see what it looks like on the 5-minute. Again, this is a heavy floated stock. It does have news, has news of a positive tumor phase 2, blah, blah, blah. Again, that seems to be the flavor of the day. You know, it seems that we're now getting stocks dealing with cancer treatment, and we are getting a bottom tail, and we like bottom tails because that means that buyers are starting to feel confident on the stock. However, we can see on the RSI that it is certainly overbought on the 5-minute chart. Let's go to the 1-minute chart. Let's take a look at what's going on the 1-minute chart. And we can see that it is, in fact, curling up. But again, we do have this irregular head and shoulders pattern right here. So let's go ahead and draw a circle around it so you can see what I'm talking about. Right over here, you've got this irregular head and shoulders pattern. So even though it's curling up, we should be expecting significant resistance at this level where the first shoulder is, resistance at the second shoulder, which would be right over here. So let's go ahead and put a line at that level. And then, of course, we have resistance at the high of the day, which is 39.33. So we need to see this price action continue to hold, and quite frankly, the prevailing wind is that it is a head and shoulders pattern, and of course it is super extended, and of course it is a heavy floated stock at 39 million float, and the volume is only 41 million. So when you have a larger floated stock, you want to see more volume to move it. You want to have some volume, baby. You want volume. Nandaddy 1 minute doubles. 1 minute, that's right, the 1 minute. The 1 minute, that's right. All right, so that's the story with this ticker. Let's see if we got something else going on. So CXAI also had news this morning, and CXAI was one of these massive runners back in the day. This ticker, if I remember correctly, at one point ran like 6,000 or 7,000% in one day. And of course, we called it in the Discord before that happened. Of course. It's not bragging, DBL moms, if it's true, is it?
Nope.
No. I'm not flexing that much. Not flexing that much. Anyway, it's formed a pennant. Let's see what the story is with CXAI. CXAI. Let's go ahead and see the specifics of it. It's up 65%. It's $2.43. The float, not huge, but not great. 10 million. Volume's only 12 million. There's your problem right there. Not a lot of volume. They had news at 4 o'clock in the morning, and it rocketed up 74% on the news of a multi-million-dollar deal with Google Cloud. That was the title, okay? That was the title. But you can see that the price action has not really been moving that much. It did form a bull pennant, and the price action for the most part has tried to remain above the support line of the bottom arm of the bull pennant, but it hasn't broken through the resistance line of the upper part of the bull pennant, and you don't really have a heck of a lot of volume. If I go into the 1 minute, we could take a look at the 1 minute, and we could take a look at that candle, and that candle has only 36,000 in volume, and it's trying to break through VWAP. So VWAP is right around $2.46. Let's go ahead and put a level right there. So we need to see it break through the VWAP and really get some volume and push forward. The title of the news seems pretty strong, but it didn't generate a lot of volume. Only 12 million shares of volume and float 10 million. And this is why I don't fall in love with news, because if news doesn't generate volume, you don't have a parabolic move 99.9% of the time. So, CXAI, you got to do better than that. You got to do better than that. I'm just saying. Right, DBL moms?
Right.
They got to do better than that. All right, this is a heavy floated stock, AKTS. And AKTS was up 30% right now, but you could see, because it's a heavy floated stock with about 90 million shares, it just couldn't hold its price action. And you could see on the 5-minute chart, if we zoom in, a lot of top tails, which basically shows that there's not enough volume to push and catapult the price action upward. And now what it's doing is it's forming a bearish pattern, and it looks like it's going to tank. And this is one of the reasons why I don't like stocks with large floats, because it's very difficult to move the needle with them. And you could actually say that there's probably a head and shoulders over here. There goes your head, there goes your shoulder, and there goes your other shoulder. So that's a bearish pattern right there. That's what it looks like on the 5-minute, and it would be probably more clear on the 1 minute. And absolutely, you could see it more clearly on the 1 minute. There goes a head right there, shoulder, and the price action flushes. Again, this is a stock that has 93 million float, and the volume is only 33 million. It had news that they received an additional purchase order for $13 million for filters, blah, blah, blah. But to give you an idea, this stock is currently selling at around, 11 cents? 4 years ago, this stock was $13, $14, $15, $16. Got it? So falling in love with stories gets you hoit. It breaks your heart. It breaks your heart, DBL moms. It breaks your heart. So I don't fall in love with stories. You show me volume. You show me vitamin V for volume. You show me some vitamin D for demand. And then we can talk. Aside from that, stories are just stories. I could buy a book. I could read The Three Bears, right? Is that a story?
That's a story.
Is that the one with the Goldilocks?
Yep.
I could read the story about Snow White. I could read the story about the 3 little piglets. It don't make me money. Stories don't make me money. And I'm all about making money. Right, DBL moms?
Right.
All right, let's go to PMD, another ticker. It's up. PMD is up 24%, but you can see it's very light volume. Very light volume. They had news yesterday. Psychomedics approves plan to terminate registration of common stock. Floats 4 million. That's kind of low, which is good, but the volume is only 46,000, and you can see that the volume is very, very low because the candles are very sparse, and there is elements of barcoding which suggests that you have hedge funds providing, not hedge funds, but market makers providing liquidity because nobody's buying the stock. It needs the vitamin D, Nandaddy. It needs the vitamin D. I would not question you, PMD, if you got yourself a little bit of D. Every now and then, people need a little bit of D, I guess. DBL moms,
Yeah.
no?
Yeah.
Everybody needs a little vitamin D every now and then. And you got to get yourself out in the sun, PMD, because vitamin D is good for you. Get some demand,
Yeah.
and then we'll talk. Until then, what have you done for me lately?
That's right.
What have you done for me lately? MKDW. MKDW. Now, this is a ticker that ran earlier in the morning. Time for some espresso eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're enjoying the show, would you consider sharing? Would you consider sharing the stream? Because this way the stream can grow. And if the stream grows, we can bring out more content for you. Yeah. Don't you want more content? Of course you do. You like the runners, don't you? You don't want those 10% runners. You don't want them 5% runners. You like stuff that goes up hundreds of percent. DBL moms, am I saying something incorrect?
No.
Like, for example, you want to know about MKDW going up 106% earlier in the morning. That was before the stream. You want to know about VEV going up 166% earlier in the morning, which is what we told the Discord. APLM going up 144% earlier in the morning, right? All right, so let's go take a look at MKDW. MKDW is $1.44. It's currently up only 30%. So look at how much it dropped. And this is why I like to scalp. I like to scalp it. I like to scalp it. I like to scalp it because I don't trust these tickers. I'm getting frustrated. MKDW, you went up 106%. I love you for that. I'm so excited about it. You gave me such memories. But now you're down 70%. What have you done for me lately? You need to break this downtrend, folks. You have to do that for me. I got an indelible pride that is demanding better than that from you. Better than that. We have to have something better. Break the trend and we'll talk, okay? MKDW, thank you for the memories. Time to move on. Time to move on. TGL. Let's go check out TGL on the scanner. Oh, no. It popped and it broke its neck when it dropped. No. I cannot be bothered with that. No. DBL moms, my little bushy-tailed stonk queen, my little bushy-tailed Serengeti specialist. Can you crouch down on your forelegs and shake your bottom and get ready to pounce on a new stonk for us? Can you do that for us? We need a new stonk. The indelible pride is asking. Look, they are asking for a stonk that is of our caliber. Oh, we got a new one. Oh, okay. Let's see. LASE showing up on the scanner. It's pumping. There's a big, large, green Vlastik pickle. There's a pickle, baby. All right, LASE, LASE, $6 stock, currently up 41%, folks. On the following news, Laser Photonics and Boston Engineering announces partnership to equip naval robotic crawler with laser technology. Float 8.7 million, volume 153 million, but it's giving me a top tail. I don't like top tails. I like bottom tails, baby. Bottom tails. Bottom tail. Let's go ahead and put a level over here. There is some news on this. It doesn't have a lot of volume just yet. It just hit the scanner. Let's see when the news popped up. When did the news pop up? News popped up at 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock. So it pumped and it dumped. Oh, no. We don't like that. Let's see what it looks like on the 1 minute. No, 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 no. A little pump with a dump. No, 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 no. All right, you got me all hot and bothered, and now you're down. I want to go back to CXAI. CXAI. Did it get any volume? Nope. Still in that channel. Still in that pennant. It has not broken out. It is slightly above VWAP, but you could see that it is respecting that downward trend of the upper band of the bull pennant. So we need it to break through this, and obviously the pennant is still going on, so there still seems to be more room for it to keep consolidating in this fashion. However, when we look at the 1 minute chart, the 1 minute, we're looking at it, we can see that there is only 55,000 shares exchanging hands. So, Nandaddy is saying, HYZN, move. Let's see what's going on. HYZN, let's see what's going on. A little bit of a curl, HYZN, negative $4, negative 4.52%. Again, float 151 million, volume 1.42, and the only news that it has, again, is that they did not meet their earnings per share. They're down 21 cents. So the price dropped like a rock, and now it's trying to curl up. But you still do not have a lot of volume. As we can see, it has been curling up ever so slowly. The next resistance area will be at around 0.088. As well as the 200 EMA, which is at 0.086. So that's what's going on the 1 minute. If we look at the 5 minute, here are your levels of resistance right here. You can see all the levels of resistance. So we have resistance at 9 cents, resistance at 10 and a quarter, 11 and a half, 12 and a half, 13 and a quarter, 14, etc., etc., etc. So that's what the story is with HYZN. Now it's down only 3%. So it's trying to crawl back up. It has a large float, but it is a sub 10-cent stock. It just doesn't have the volume to propel it. That's the issue. It doesn't have the volume. It needs vitamin V, baby. Volume. And if it asked for a little bit of D every now and then for demand, why not? Why not? I wouldn't judge it. APLM, a thick stock APLM. Let's take a look at it. Let's take a look at what's going on there. We're zooming in. And we could see that it had formed this head and shoulders bear pattern, which resulted in a downward flush. This is on the 5 minute. Let's go take a look at it on the 1 minute. And you can see that, in fact, it did flush, and it is now consolidating at the VWAP. It really needs to start turning upward. So if we zoom in, the teal line over there is the 9 EMA, and we can see that the 9 EMA is pointing downward, which is indicative of the price action not being able to hold this support level right here of 33-ish cents. So we really want to see the 9 EMA start turning upward and giving us an indication that the price action is going to start to move upward. If we look at the RSI, you can see that the RSI is slowly but surely going down to the oversold area, but there's still all this room over here for it to continue to keep going downward, and we could see that there has been a general trend of a drop in volume, which would indicate a drop in interest at this moment for the ticker, which would substantiate the bearish head and shoulders pattern. The one issue that APLM has is that it has a heavy float, 39 million shares. It is up 113%, but it was up 144%. So it gave back about 31%, and that's a pretty significant drop. And the main reason I would say is because the float is only 39 million and the volume is only 49 million. So you just don't have the volume to support such a heavy float. Right, DBL Moms?
Right.
Right. So I want to see more volume. It has news. Again, this is one of those stocks with the cancer news of the morning, right? So there's a couple of stocks that popped up with cancer news. What have you done for me lately? You need to stay above VWAP. You need to curl. You need to curl, folks. You need to curl. PMD, light on the volume, light on the volume, only 47,000 shares. Float is low, but light on the volume. Not a heck of a lot of news out there, up 25%. You can see it is barcoding. So, I'm not impressed with any of these tickers so far. I was more impressed earlier in the pre-market. But right now, not so much. Okay, VEV went up 166% in pre-market. I couldn't find any news on it. It went down from that high. It's now at 20 cents, and it's up 96%. Volume, 103 million. Float, 45 million. So a little volume wouldn't hurt it. A little volume wouldn't be bad for it. It doesn't have any news, but it had that parabolic run. You could see it had that parabolic run, and then it formed this head and shoulders pattern. You could see it very clearly on the 1 minute, and then the flush of the price. And if we go to the 5 minute, we can see it as well, right? So we could potentially be seeing a test of VWAP, but it's not clear, and it's not clearly breaking this downtrend. We would need to see more significant evidence that it's going to have volume to break through this downtrend. See this teal line right here? That is your 9 EMA. We want to see that 9 EMA start to curl and cross over the VWAP. VWAP. Slippers, what's up? How you doing? Watching us on Twitter. X.com, baby. X.com. All right, so that's what we want to see. We want to see this teal line start curling up and showing us some love. But again, VEV does not have any news as of yet. So, yes, you did run 166%. But what have you done for me lately? You're giving me a head and shoulders pattern early in the morning. You're trying to aggravate me. I got folks here. I got the indelible tribe. We demand better than that, don't we? Don't we, folks? Don't we, indelibles? We need to leave our mark. That's why I call y'all indelibles, because you got to leave your mark. And you can't do it when you give me a head and shoulders bear pattern. Correctamundo, DBL moms? My little bushy tail friend? My little bushy tail Serengeti specialist. Do we have another ticker that we can give the folks?
Let's see.
Come on, get out on the Serengeti. Come on now. The folks are demanding it. They're demanding. It's not me, it's them. They're demanding it. I'm not going to take the blame. She's got chancletas, guys. Yo, those things are armed and dangerous. She's got like this little holster, double chancleta, left and right. She's got slippers. That's what chancletas are. Slippers. She's dangerous with them slippers.
Yeah.
How about a new one? Let's get a new one. How about CNTM? This ran yesterday.
Yeah.
CNTM, and then it pulled back. So let's take a look at it.
Yeah.
All right, so you can see it was trending up yesterday, and then it formed this head and shoulders pattern right over here. Right over here. So you got a shoulder over here, which pretty much started in after hours. Right over here. And then over here you had the head. And then over here in pre-market you had the shoulder. And then you had your sell-off right over here. But, if we look over here, maybe you could have the beginnings of a cup and handle. A cup and handle, which would be bearish. However, it needs to break through the VWAP, which is significant resistance, the volume weighted average. And right now, it is having a challenge breaking through it. It is a continuation play. It had news yesterday. The news, oh, wait a minute, did it have news? It had news again today, too, right? They had yesterday, Connect Technology, this is the news this morning, powering the electrification segment with AI-driven innovation. So that's the news today. But they had something else yesterday, if I remember correctly. Okay? Anyway, Connect M ranked number 104 on the Inc. 5000. That's the news today at 8:30. But it had news yesterday, so this is pretty much a continuation play. Not a lot of volume on it. The float's just under 8 million. The volume is only 2.7 million, so the volume is low. It did pull back. It's trying to recover. It's trying to form this cup and handle bearish pattern, but it's having difficulty breaking through the VWAP. And if I go to the 1 minute, let's take a look at that 1 minute. Yeah. Looking at the 1 minute, you can see that these candles are very much, how should I put it, barcoding, which indicates that there is a lack of liquidity. And I don't trust stocks that have problems with liquidity, because you need liquidity to have a parabolic move, DBL moms.
Right.
Liquidity is another fancy word for volume. You need vitamin V. It's insane. You don't have vitamin V, but it is an extension from 2 days of running, and this stock did run over 100% yesterday. And of course, we called it for the Discord before it ran parabolic because that's what we do, folks. That's what we do. All right. So let's go ahead and see if we could find something else for the community.
ENTO ran yesterday.
What was that?
ENTO?
Give it to me again.
ENTO.
ENTO? It's doing nothing today.
That's doing nothing today.
All right, I'm gonna look in the Serengeti. Hold on. You know what ran yesterday? PSIG ran yesterday, and it's trying to form a cup and handle. It broke through VWAP, but again, it too does not have a lot of volume. If we look at it on the 5-minute, you can see that it went absolutely parabolic. Of course, we had this pennant over here that we had drawn in after hours, and it absolutely broke through the pennant and broke out, and then it came crashing down. And again, this is a stock that had no news. It broke the downtrend, went parabolic again, crashed down, consolidated, and crashed down again, went below VWAP, and now it's breaking VWAP, and PSIG does not have any news. The float is a micro float of 62,000. You heard it correctly. The float is super low at 62,000, so it's probably a recent reverse split, most likely than not, and the volume is 1.74. Because of the low float, you're probably going to have liquidity issues of trying to get in and out of the position because the float is just so low. But volume can make it go parabolic, so it does look like it is forming what could potentially be a cup and handle bull pattern right over here, right there. Boom. So there's your cup and your handle. It is above VWAP, so we're going to get the graffiti pencil out. Here we go. Here we go, folks. Don't make me get that graffiti pencil out on you, P-Sig, because I will, and I just did. All right, so we're zooming in, and we can see we have a cup and a handle. It needs a little bit of volume, and if we can get a little bit of volume, maybe, if it gets volume, maybe we could see something like that. That would be nice. But right now, there's just no volume. And yes, you ran yesterday, but what have you done for me lately? Holy smokes, you're down 10% this morning. Come on, you got to do better than that. Go from red to green. That's what we're looking for. We want some greenage. Greenery, baby. Greenery. Hello. Wake up. I tell you. Let's go back to APLM. Seems to be the leading gainer of the day. But again, I don't love it because it is a relatively heavy floated stock. And because of that, it is going to be prone to flushing quite a bit. The float is 39 million and the volume is only 55 million. So you don't have quite enough volume to push this up. It is a 34-cent stock. It is the leading gainer at the moment at 113%. They do have news. It has to do with tumors and phase 2. So the title looks shemexy, but it just doesn't have the volume. And you do have that prevailing head and shoulders pattern right here. Now, what I do like is that the price action is remaining above the VWAP, which is good. But if we go into a longer time frame, I want to see what this stock has done in the past. So, DBL moms, do you want to see what this stock did in the past? I want to see what it did in the past. You want to see it?
Yeah.
All right. We're going to do it for the bushy-tailed prancing queen. Let's go. All right. So we're going to go 20 days. So we had a high right around 35 cents right over here. So let's go ahead and put a level there. So that would be right now a level of support for the ticker because the price action is above that. It's at 35, and we can see that 34.98 was the previous high over here. So there might be folks that bought at the high and then the price action came plummeting down. So maybe as we get to 9:30, maybe we start seeing some folks who got trapped over here selling off to get out of the position. Possible, maybe. Not giving you financial advice. I'm not a stock advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just pretty. I'm pretty and I'm giving you a show. I'm giving you a show. DBL Moms, I'm pretty. Aren't I pretty? And I got my beautiful little suit on. I wear my suit every time I stream. Every time. It's beautiful, I'm telling you. It's beautiful. Let's go to a longer time frame and see what else is going on here. So if we go to the 4, 4-hour chart, you can see that the price action was originally at $1.40 way back on November 28th, 2023. And we can see that there's been spikes up and sell-offs, spikes ups and sell-offs. And the most recent one is around that 35-cent mark. So that 35-cent mark is going to be quite important, DBL moms. It's going to be quite important, I tell you. And also, we should probably see some significant resistance at the 42-cent mark. Yeah, at the 42-cent mark. So I would suspect that we would see shorts congregating at 42 cents if this ticker should go that high. Let's go to the 5-minute. And we can see on the 5-minute that it's trying to curl upward, but again, a lot of top tails. The price action is extended, the float is heavy, and this stock does have a history of flushing. And we know that this area right here is where the previous high was just within the past 20 days. So let's go ahead and put a reminder for ourselves right over there. Again, I'm going to go back down so you could see what I'm talking about right here. 20 days, 1 hour, you could see that this was an area where folks got caught at the 35-cent mark and the price action flushed on them, so they got body slammed. If you bought over here, you got body slammed. So if the 9:30 clock comes in and you weren't able to trade pre-market, if the price action is around or above 35 cents, there's a good chance that you're going to have a sell-off by the folks who got trapped back on, what day was that? That was on July 17th, about a month ago. All right, so that's what's going on. Folks, if you're enjoying the show, would you consider sharing the stream? Would you consider doing that for us? Because that would be mighty nice of y'all. Very, very nice. Yeesh. All right, so we do have consolidation. Again, we really want to see a break of that 35-cent mark because that is the previous high where people got caught at. And then, of course, the next situation would be 42 cents, which would be an area where shorts would be congregating on this ticker. This is the leading gainer. I don't feel comfortable with it because it has a heavy float and not a lot of volume. It does have a nice title. It's a sub-dollar stock, so it's going to be super volatile. But I would love to see more volume on it because it's a heavy floated stock. So we'll keep an eye on you, APLM, but I don't trust you. I don't trust you just yet. If you show me something that makes me trust you, then we'll get into it. Let's get to HSAI. That's another ticker that moved earlier in the morning. Let's see what it looks like right now. So you can see it pumped up. $4.97 and flushed right down. It's currently above VWAP. However, there's no volume on it, and it is barcoding, and we're looking at the 1 minute, so this does not look very attractive at all. DBL moms.
Nope.
Not even a little bit.
Nope.
Not even a little bit, I tell you. No. Let's go to CXAI. That one also had news, but very low volume. This is a ticker that ran very much parabolic a while back, so I can probably show you. Let's go back. Like, I don't know, a year ago. You could see it went absolutely bonkers a year ago, right? Let's go back a little bit further. We could go back 3 years, and you could see that it actually went up to $21 on April 10th, 2023. And of course, we called it down here for the Discord back in April on that date. Yeah, because that's what we do, yo. That's what we do. Not flexing. Maybe I am flexing. DBL mom, am I flexing? It's not flexing if you're telling the folks the truth, is it? No. Right? So it ran up, and of course it didn't hold its price, but it ran up a lot. Okay, so it ran up from $1.21 to $21. Okay, that's a huge run up, and that was about a little over a year ago and 4 months. Okay, and it has been selling off ever since, and the price action is very, very low right now. It did have news. The float is not as low as it was back then. The float is 10 million shares. Not huge, but not lovely either, right? But here's the situation. The float is not the volume is not very high. Okay, so you got a 10 million float, and you got only 14 million shares worth of volume. So you got low volume. It is up 71%. It is the second leading runner, third leading runner, right? Behind APLM and VEV. But you just don't have a lot of volume on it. And it did have news, right? It had news on a multi-million-dollar deal with Google Cloud. That was the news, okay? So the title in and of itself sounds very schmexy. It has formed a pennant, but you could see that there's not a heck of a lot of activity on this pennant. It is holding above the support line of the bottom part of the pennant, which I like that. I like that a lot. But I want to see it break through this resistant portion of the pennant, and we're not seeing that. It is trying to stay above VWAP, so if I zoom in, you could see that the price is just barely above VWAP, but you could also see that the 9 EMA is having difficulty curling upward, so it seems like it wants to pull back down again. So it is a wait-and-see situation with the CXAI. I don't love it right now.
Yeah.
DBL Moms, I don't love it right now. I want to show it love, but it doesn't have volume. So, meh, like that.
Yeah.
Like that. Right? Right? Am I right? Am I?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. All right, BuzzFeed, BZ, FD, and it too is forming somewhat of a pennant right over here on the 5-minute. Folks, right there is your pennant. If I draw it this way and I draw it that way, but it does not have a lot of volume either. If I go to the 1 minute, you can see that it has a very little volume. Very little volume. Okay, this candle has 863 shares, so not particularly schmexy.
No.
It is up 18%. They had Q2 2024 earnings call transcript. This came out yesterday evening at around 7:44. Float 15 million, a little bit on higher side. Not horrible, but a little bit on the higher side. But the issue is it only has 118,000 shares worth of volume. So, what have you done for me lately? What have you done for me lately, BuzzFeed? BuzzFeed, isn't that like the show that they show things about actors and stuff like that? Isn't that what BuzzFeed is?
I think so.
I don't know. I've heard of BuzzFeed. Yeah, okay. How about AILE? AILE, let's see what's going on. Up 35%. It's iLearning Engines, Inc. It's up 40%. They have second quarter earning results. That's the report that came out at 8:41. This too is a heavy floated stock, 28 million, only volume of 182,000, which should make it suspect and subject to situations where you have flushes all of a sudden. So if we take a look at this, you got this horrible top tail. DBL Moms, we don't like top tails, do we?
No, we like the bottom.
We like the bottom tails, and they gotta be the green ones, like my M&Ms. I want green ones and white rose petals. Folks, I'm not a diva. I just act one on television. All right, so I'm not really loving this. We'll put a little level over here for it. Let's go ahead and get that graffiti pencil out. Let's activate the graffiti pencil right there, right there. So we did that. So that's your resistance area. It's trying to curl back up. It's got some news. It's a heavy floated stock. It doesn't have volume, but you know what? I'll put it on a side chart. DBL Moms, side chart.
Side chart.
Side chart. AILE, side chart. All right, what else we got? We're still looking. We're still on the Serengeti. The Prancing Queen has her bushy tail quite proud and high, and we're still looking for the next stonk. It could be a gazelle, but we prefer stonks, right? We prefer stonks, right?
Yep.
Right?
We prefer stonks.
That's what we prefer.
Yeah.
Stonks. We prefer stonks. All right, we're looking. We're prowling.
We're prowling.
She's shaking her behind right now. I'm just saying this is what she does. She puts her forelegs. It's the forelegs, right? The front ones, what do they call? Forelegs?
That's the forelegs.
Right, she crouches down.
Right.
She shakes the bottom
Yeah, I do
like
all
a
that.
like a kitten. She does that. She's in the bushes because she's a bushwhacker. And she's ready to pounce on the next stonk runner. We need another stonk runner for the
Yeah.
indelible pride. Yeah, we need that.
We're looking.
We're looking. All right, how about OGEN? What's going on with that? All right, not a lot of volume. It is trending upward. So let's go ahead and get that graffiti pencil out. The graffiti pencil is activated. It's activated.
Yeah.
It's only up 6%. Float, not bad. 4.8 million. but there's only 126,000 volume. Today seems to be a low volume day, and I'm not really loving that, DBL moms. I'm not loving that. No. All right, we had some news yesterday at 8:30 in the morning. They announced a concussion drug successfully completed FDA-required genotoxicity study. Wow, I did it right? Did I say it right?
Toxicity.
Oh, well, you say tomato, I say tomato, my little prancing queen.
Right.
Yeesh,
Yeah.
yeesh. Anyway, what has it done for me lately? Nothing. Wait a minute. It's now up 14%.
Oh.
All right. We're watching. What are you doing? The news is kind of old. There's not a lot of volume. All right. 15%. Something's happening over here, maybe? I don't know. I don't think so. I'm bored. You're boring me. It's you, not me, OGN. I'm sorry. No volume. No, what does that say? No honey, no money? No money, no honey?
No money, no honey.
Yeah, no money? I can't give you no honey, baby. OGEN. The prancing stonk queen is already on the prowl for something else. I'm sorry. It's you, not me. It's you. APLM. Let's go back to that ticker. It's pulling back. APLM is pulling back. That ticker was the leading gainer. And again, we had this prevailing head and shoulders pattern. We said that 35 cents would be an area where there would be profit taking. It was consolidating, which could have potentially been a bull trap. Bull trap. And now look at what it did. It sold off.
Oh, wow.
Just as we suspected it might. You're a sneaky one, APLM. Yes, you went up a lot. I know that, APLM. I know you went up 144%, but you have a heavy float. You have low volume, okay?
Right.
And yes, I know you have news about a tumor, but you formed a head and shoulders pattern after being very extended. This is the 1 minute. Take a look at it at the 5 minute, folks. This is not a surprise. No surprise here. And now it's pulling downtown. It's going downtown. No surprise. And if you had broken through the 35-cent mark, you would have significant resistance at the 42-cent mark. And you know what? The shorts would be congregating there, and they would be right to congregate there because you got a heavy float with not a lot of volume. And you have a history of flushing. How dare you? APLM. Yes, you ran 144%. Yes, I thank you for the memories. But what have you done for me lately? You can't do this to our indelible pride. No. We are still prancing the Serengeti, looking for the next stonk. You have lost my interest. Thank you very much. VEV. No news. Let's go take a look at it any old way. And it, too, has formed a bearish head and shoulders pattern right here. It has sold off. It's staying below VWAP, which is problematic. It needs to break VWAP. We could see that the 9 EMA is starting to point downward, which would be an indication that the price action is going to start to go down even more. We need to see this 9 EMA curl upward. And if you don't curl upward, then what are we doing over here? What are we doing? Hey, yo, what are we doing? All right, enough of that. Let's go to this heavily floated stock, AKTS, and it pumped up a little bit. Right, so we had the head and shoulders pattern. It flushed down, it curled, and now we have a 14.5-cent surge in price action. Let's get the graffiti pencil out. It's currently up 50%. And it received an additional purchase order for $13 million of X-Bar filters. If I remember correctly, this is a 5G filter company, blah, 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 whatever the heck that is. Float is super heavy at 93 million, so I don't like that. Volume's only 53 million. I don't like that, and that's one of the reasons why you got a lot of top tails. So this is going to be a difficult stock to trade. Not my cup of tea, but I figured I'd point it out since it is up 50%. Let's go to the 1 minute. The 1 minute. And there goes the flusheroo right there, right? So look, it surges, and then all of a sudden it falls off a cliff and breaks its neck. Poor little stocky poo. Let's go ahead and get a little graffiti pencil out. We got a shoulder over here, a head over here, and certainly a shoulder, an irregular shoulder over here. So you got a head and shoulders pattern and a downward pull right here. We can get rid of this line over here because it's no longer valid. So let's go ahead and do that. And we can see that it was respecting the Head and Shoulders over here where it had a pullback. It recovered. It actually did break through VWAP, and now it's pulling down. So will it hold VWAP? Let's get the graffiti pencil. It doesn't look like it, but let's see what happens. Let's see. Let's see if it holds. All right, so that's the story. That's the story with this ticker. Folks, this is the show. This is the show. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're not subscribed to the YouTube channel, go ahead and do what this young man says. Por favor.
Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, as well as ring that bell icon to stay notified when new videos are uploaded. And remember to share.
Because sharing is caring. Folks, if you're not subscribed, if you're not following us on Twitter, a.k.a. x.com. It's at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. And, of course, you could follow us on Twitch at Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money.
At Coach Nick Money. And, of course, we are also on TikTok at DBL Nicks.
At DBL Nicks.
At DBL NICKS Nicks. And the screen name is Coach Nick Money.
Coach Nick Money.
Yeah, baby. That's what's up. And, of course, we are going to be streaming live momentarily in our Discord. It is a fiery Discord with a lot of information. If you like this kind of content that you're seeing on social media, if you want to see 150% more in-depth analysis, come to the Discord. We've got a link in the description and in the pinned comment. We're going to put it in the pinned comment right now for you. All right. You can take a 5-day trial for $1. That's 20 cents a day. That trial package is going to be ending pretty soon. So if you want to make a move and check out the Discord, I suggest you do it now because this offer is not going to be running for much longer. So we will see you in the Discord. I want y'all to make a lot of money.
Be greenable.
Be greenable. It is Coach Nick Money.
DBL Nicks.
And DBL Nicks and the one and only, the bushy-tailed, prancing stock queen, the Serengeti specialist known as the one, the only DBL Moms.
Hey!
All right, it's Coach Nick Money. Make a lot of money because I am Coach Nick Money.